Very good everybody, welcome to another video. I'm your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight is something else. It will take us from the Stewart Aerodrome in British Columbia in Canada to Smithers Airport, also in Canada, about a 1 hour flight or so. And we'll be using the Black Square TBM 850 for this flight and the real world time and real world weather as well. No GSX, but we will be using Aerosoft simple traffic tool, but these are the airports that we're flying to. Probably it's sort of obsolete and overkill, but there you have it. Right, so this is our little aircraft today, a Black Square TBM 850. Let's have a look here a little bit up close. Turboprop. And so we're actually in the mountains here. You can hear the nice little birdies background. And this airport has no charts in Navigraph at least. But we do have a waypoint. We do have a flight plan created with SimBrief. So let's get inside. So this will be the entire flight basically. These are just waypoints, not actually really, well, we should have, there's no ILS arrival, there will be a RNAV approach. We'll see that in a little bit. Check the OFP as well. We're cruising altitude 230. So we can go up pretty high. Block fuel 427 kilograms. That we'll take with us. Alright, so let's start this plane up. This is a plane I do not fly very often, but I should be able to get it to work. Batteries. Maybe first set the fuel actually. I'm not sure if this one has a travel at yes or no. Don't think so. Oh, there it is. So we have 446 kilograms of fuel, and there's 427 in the OFP. So that should be okay. So I can just move that tablet around a little bit. Where did it come from? Somewhere up there. Down there. Right. So this aircraft you can actually brake, I believe. So if you mess something up, it might break. So let's hope that's not going to happen. I hope I'm not killing it. Sounds a little bit scary. Lead over main generator ignition. I think we killed the engine. So hard to see. Maybe that was the reason, the fuel pump. Totally forgot to look at the thing, and it's right here. If you select to auto. And if all else fails, we can do what we're basically supposed to do, then let's just read the fucking manual. So there's a checklist, I believe there's a checklist up here. If we can clean this mess up first. Right, I believe that's about as cold as she gets. The radio master can turn that off as well. Go back to listening to birdies outside. Right, so let's get the checklist. So crash lever, that's this one up. Source selector should be off. Excuse me about that, that's to turn that off. So, let's see, source selector off. Check generator to main. Check. Starter off, check. Ignition auto or off. Put it on off, check. Exterior lights. Oh, we actually did have the nav lights on. Turn those well. Gyro instruments, they're all off, we didn't touch them. Emergency lights test, I believe. Oh, it's still actually showing. Wait. Exactly, that's that little thingy there. Circuit breakers should be all in. So those little buggers are right here. Oops, sorry about the controls. My controller is really being a little pain. Looks like they're all in. You will see this white little, or red in this aircraft. The red little tape coloring, which you can see very easily whether it's in or out. So they appear to be all in. Check. De-icing switches, they're all in the off position, and once we click those two, check. Landing gear should be down, that's in the down position. AP trim master should be off, that's in the off position. Radio master, we just turned that off. Bleed air, maybe we needed the bleed air to start, I don't know. And where was the bleed air? That's here. That's still in the off position. Air conditioning is off. Dump switch guarded. Ram air handle should be pushed in. Which was the ram air handle? That's the one. Check. Auto fuel selector to manual. That was a manual. Auxiliary boost pump, turn that off. Tank selector left or right, it's on left. PLT armed. I believe that is armed. This is the test. Parking brake set. It's on, okay. Manual override lever, be off. Power lever, flight idle. Propeller lever, max RPM. Condition lever, lever to cutoff. Flap control up. flaps are now up. No, they're not. Just double check. Yeah, that's it, the off. That's up. Battery bus power check supply. We turn on the battery. I'm not sure there's any other way to do it. Maybe there's something down here. I'm just going to check it. Source selected battery or GPU. So we go back up again. Battery. Voltmeter above 25 volts. It is not. Maybe we used up a little bit too much earlier. There's a good chance that that's the case. I'm just going to check it. Hopefully it's not a problem. Exterior lights panel, light test. The bulb is working. Fuel gauges, check the quantity. So we should have like a little under 500 kilograms of fuel with us. Fuel quantity, this is gallons. I have no clue. I'm just going to accept. We could maybe check here, just to be sure. The weight and balance thingy. At least we can set it to pounds. That looks okay. Basically, it's about double of kilograms. Advisory panel check 1 and 2. I'm assuming it's test there. Just what I did then. Oxygen annunciator should be extinguished. Oxygen, that's extinguished. Interior lights as required. Check environmental panel light test. Assuming this is the environmental panel. Light test for ECS fault. Flaps are down. The flaps are showing down here. See them down on the left side. See them down on the right side. Alright, what else do they have for us? Landing gear panel light test. See if that all works. There's a little button. Looking beautiful. Python heat 1, turn that to on. Python 1 annunciator should extinguish. Let's look at it like this. Alright, that appears to be working. Python stall heat 2 on, Python 2 stall heater annunciator extinguished as well. There you go. Go Python heat off. De-icing panel light test, it's this little button. Yeah. If it works, if it lets me press it. The hell, man. You're telling me what happened. It think it was clickable. I'm just going insane here. Weird. And let's see what I'm missing. Here's the satellite test. Check again here. The icing panel light test. Oh, that's that one. I think I thought it was the actual test itself. The actual test itself will go through, will basically cycle through a bunch of these lights. Alright, so check. Source selector to off. And that's the pre-flight cockpit checklist complete. So, let's see. Pre-flight inspection, nose baggage door. So before starting engine, pre-flight inspection complete. Check. Nose baggage door should be closed. That is closed. Wheel chocks removed. I have no clue. Yeah, they're removed. Engine compartment closed. Cabin access door latched, and pilot door latched as well. Parking brake is still set. Seat and seat belts fastened and are secured. Oxygen pressure check. How do we check the oxygen pressure? It's just a gauge. The oxygen pressure, so we have pressure around 1600 and something. Oxygen supply on. That's the one next to it. Check. Passenger oxygen off. That's still in the off. Turn that off earlier. Microphone selector normal. I don't think this is actually simulated. Where was the microphone selector? Let's see where that is. This is the wrong one. Yep. Microphone selector. Oh, it's this thing. Alright. Starter switch to off. Ignition auto or off, but still in the off position. Landing gear control is down. Radio master on if clearance request, if you need to request your clearance, I guess. Radio master. So what, we could maybe skip it for now just to save some power. Source selected battery or GPU. So we're going for battery. Horn test hold. Which was the horn test? Wasn't that also above our head? Door annunciator should be extinguished. That's extinguished. Fuel gauges, check quantity, we just did. Auto fuel selector to auto. Auto select annunciator should be extinguished. Auto cell, so last one there, that's extinguished. Auto fuel selector to shift. Engine instruments check. ITT test, hold. ITT annunciator illuminated. That's the one right there on the top right of your screen. ITT. ITT needle was functioning, we saw that. Exterior lights, can turn those on now as required. So we'll just turn on the nav lights. That's a starting engine from battery, which is the state that we're in. Manual override lever is to off. Power level is at flight idle. Propeller lever is at max RPM. Condition lever is at cutoff. Source selector is on battery. Auxiliary boost pump, turn that on. Auxiliary boost pump on. Annunciator should be on. Aux BP on. Fuel press annunciator should be extinguished. That's extinguished. Fuel pressure should be in the green. Here's our fuel pressure, and that's in the green. Ignition goes to auto. And then we turn on the starter. Starter annunciator should start to flashing. Ignition illuminated, gas generator 30% for maximum, and then condition lever goes to low idle. I'm guessing this is it. Condition lever low idle, check. ITT below 870 in 20 seconds and 1090 max. Starter off at 50% NG, but we're not there yet, so something doesn't really seem right below 870. So starter off at 50% NG, but we're not at 50% NG at all. I'm not really sure what the problem is. And the engine's making a scary sound as well. Let's turn the starter off. So let's go here, you turn the starter on. Starter annunciator starts flashing, ignition, annunciator will be illuminated. Gas generator 13% or maximum. Where's the gas generator? This one. 13% or maximum. And then the condition lever will go to low idle. And then we should get below 870 in 20 seconds and 1090 max on the ITT. And this was just sitting at 0 the whole time. So it just wait until gas generator reaches 13%. So let's hit the start button again. Hopefully we're not killing this thing. Then low idle. There's still no ITT. So that's not working. So engine condition 0%. That is a very low engine condition, I must say. To clear engine, repair starters, clean filters. Just go repair engine. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Engine condition 100%. Let's clear it, repair starter, clean filters. I don't know if this is still needed. Let's also recharge the battery now that we're in here. So we got a fresh start. So maybe that really was all. Maybe there was actually a problem with the engine I was not aware of. So let's try again. There it goes. We were actually already on low idle, but I guess that's fine. Started off at 50%. It's still not happy. Well, let's do it properly this time. Because I did not do it properly, the fuel lever was actually still at low idle, and it wasn't supposed to be that. Just to see if anything looks broken now. Engine condition 0. So we just blew the engine. We actually just blew the damn engine, man. That's pretty cool. And the big problem, these are very expensive aircraft. Right, so let's try this again. Starter on. Already braking. Nope. So around 13% NG. We can add some fuel. And then the NG looks like it might go further now. Once it reaches 50. There you go. We turn off the starter, I believe it was. Let's quickly do that. Starter off. Oil pressure annunciator should be extinguished. Condition lever to high idle. Oil press extinguished. Condition lever goes to a high idle. Engine instruments check. At prop RPM. To the NG IDT. Auxiliary boost pump can go to auto. Aux BP on. Annunciators extinguished. Fuel pressure annunciator extinguished. Main gen annunciator extinguished. Voltmeter around 28 volts. Check. Ammeter charging almost. So after starting the engines, turn on all the gyro instruments. Gyro suction green. It's this one right there. Gyro slaving slave. Drop the eyes on, check green. Check. Drop the eyes off. Left windshield, right windshield on, check green, and then turn them off. Airframe de-ice on, and that's the green cycles I was talking about. And I remember there being an issue with this. Like me having an issue with it. And I saw some video once. Some guy also had a problem. I forgot what it was. I'm just going to check it. I don't think we'll crash, but you don't know. Airframe de-ice off. Okay. Inertial step on. Ammeter below plus 50 amps. Generator selector to standby. Voltmeter about 28 volts. Ammeter 0 bar charging. Generator selector can go back to main. Flaps up. Bleed air to auto. Fan flow is required. air conditioning on. Airflow distributor as required. Sure which one that will be. I'm going to take it. Cabin altitude, field elevation minus 500 feet. So what is our elevation? Let's just press the B button here real quick on the keyboard. And let's turn on the radio master. So we're really around sea level. 20 feet. Cabin climb rate, arrow up. Weather radar off and standby. Let's okay this one. Well, this is actually not a weather thingy. It's actually a we have some failures in here. Radio master on. We did that just now. EFIS master on. EFIS master up here. AP3 master on. EFIS AHRS source left. Electric trim test and set. It appears to be working. Trim set. Taxi lights on. Inertial step annunciator illuminated. Parking brake release. Parking brake annunciator extinguished. Toe brakes check. And complete, and then there's the before takeoff checklist. So let's release the parking brakes. And we test the brakes. Back to idle. So parking brake set. This is before takeoff. Alright, so before we taxi to the runway, let's get rid of the tablet for now. So let's get our flight plan. So that's basically our flight today. Let's get the latest weather. Variable 2 knots. let's go that way. And let's set cruising altitude. Two 30. Arm. Right. Brakes released. Let's try and start with a little left turn here. We either drive through that ground power unit to the right of us, or we drive over this guy here. So this is really a winter wonderland up here. Let's try and keep it rolling here. Alright, parking brake set. Parking brake annunciator illuminated. Terrain test push. Which is the terrain test? Oh, there might be some, there is some weird button here and it never seems to, let's have a look, that probably is it. No, it is not. Terrain.
Sink rate. Don't sink. 500. Close system test. Okay.
Alright, cool. Terrain warning lights test. I guess that was the same one, right? That's the annunciator test. Oh, okay. So we got that. Power lever 1900 RPM. Exercise propeller to feather. Oh, it's this stuff. Let's see how we do this. 1900 RPM. It's hard to get her exactly at 1900. Exercise propeller to feather. Drop governor hold to test. Was that one then? There is this one. Oh, that's that. I'm going to accept this all. Power lever flight idle. Fuel imbalance less than 15 gallons. Check. Auto fuel selector to auto. Auxiliary boost pump auto as well. Shift to fullest. Well, they're basically pretty much the same. Flaps as required. Let's do takeoff flaps. Phyto heat on. The icing systems as required, so let's turn on properly ice, maybe even windshield. Looks pretty damn cold up here. Inertial step is required. Advisory panel, all of except braking inert. Ignition is still on. Strobe lights to on. Let's also turn on the landing lights. Take off. HSI compass check. Let's put this on GPS. Altitude check. Altimeter set. Altitude selector, 23,000 feet. Weather radar on. Landing lights on. Ignition on if heavy precipitation. Interior lights dim for takeoff. We're not doing that today. Cabin lights off, parking brake released, parking brake actuator should extinguish, taxi onto the runway, advisory pedal, all off except ignition and inert. So basically that's the case for us except the parking brake because we're standing here. Power lever 100% torque, landing gear up at a positive rate, then your flaps retract, flaps confirmed up, and then you can go to 850 mode. Power lever 121.4% torque and autopilot engage. Taxi lights off, landing lights as required. Right, so let's get this birdie into the sky. Parking brake released. There's some serious poor visibility here. Oh, 85, so we rotate. Positive rate. Sort of. Let's trim a little bit. Gear up. Autopilot on. definitely need to outclimb these mountains here, and we have a really shitty visibility. Let's get the map fuel here. Flaps up. So we may need to turn off the autopilot here for a second. Our speed is getting very low. This is seriously dangerous. Yeah, this is crazy to try to fly up a hill like this. So let's just first aviate and then we navigate. Going heading hold here for a little bit. Let's climb around 1500 feet per minute. So let's quickly get the checklist out. Power lever, observe limits. Well, cruise altitude, cabin altitude, cruise altitude plus 1000. Cabin climb rate 500 to 700 feet per minute. Finally, we're getting clear of the terrain. Alright, so let's go navigation. Looks like we need to help the autopilot out a little bit, so let's go for a right turn. This one heading. Let's try and get ourselves on an intercept heading for the GPS waypoint. This is some shitty weather, man. This is a terrain that you do not want to mess around in, like we did immediately after takeoff. And these weather conditions, everything's white. It is definitely needs some sort of terrain radar. But we have terrain on here on the GPS, so we're clear. There is no ice build-up yet, so that's good. So it looks like it's following nav now. Or is it? Let's conduct a little experiment. So if we go to heading mode, it should stay on heading. Well, it's not running, of course, anyway. Hopefully this is getting closer and it will get us on track. Let's reduce the rate of climb to 1000 feet per minute now. Let's reduce the climb rate to 700 feet per minute now. Hopefully we can get a little bit more speed out of it. Let's go 500. What we do is sort of a step climb, so we just do altitude hold for a little bit. And then get our speed a little bit faster. Terrain-wise, we're good now. There is no more red around us, especially not in front of us. It doesn't like it when you request too many RPM. So climbing now 1000 feet per minute. The GPS, I've had this before. It looks like it's not working, but I think it is working. But I'm just not doing it correctly. Does not want to intercept. using heading mode for now. And that turned off because it intercepted, or let's try it again. Heading. What is that beeping? Oh, that's that we're almost at 23,000. So nav. Looks like nav now is working. Intercepting that slight deviation there. So we finally got navigation. We're reaching our cruising altitude as well. Some beautiful landscapes below us. Hey Stewart, how are you doing, man? Right, so that was an interesting start. We're now at cruising altitude. So we're in alt hold, following nav, yaw damper, APR on. So every now and then you will hear this clicking sound, and it's probably the fuel tank selector that's being switched automatically. So that's this button right here, the fuel tank selector, that's on auto. So it will sort of drain the fuel pumps, the fuel tanks sort of equally, so that we do not end up with one side of the aircraft heavier than the other side, you know. So that's basically what is going on there. Alright, so I have no clue the airport where we're going, what to expect. So here's the diagram of the airport itself. So maybe it's good if we get a weather check first. So airport information. That's not the right one. Weather. 180 at 6 knots, 20 statute miles, some snow, broken clouds at 4,000 feet, temperature on -3, 29 and 34. So we'll be using runway 15 that has a heading of 152. And we'll exit the runway to the right. They do not have an ILS, but they do have RNAV approach. This is the one I loaded up before, so that's still correct, runway 15. So I'm guessing we can just enter this, unless maybe it's already in, but let's have a look in the flight plan here. So there we go, procedure. So that's not in yet. So that will not be an arrival, but it will be an approach. The RNAV 15 Zulu, that will be ours. Transition. Let's have a look. What transition could we use maybe? Check our flight plan. CYYD, NABRA, LIBIR. maybe YYD. Load approach. We are now on our way to LESOL. That's correct. Maybe we can have a list here. That's nice. So LESOL to TETIR to SELOT to XONPU. LIBIR, NABRA, and then there's the approach. So the airport elevation is fairly high. It's 1709 feet. Dresd, Longo, Armpur, Berip. Dresd, Longo, Armpur, Berip, YYD. What's going on here? Hold. So that's in case of a missed approach. So yeah, that's going to bring us straight to the runway then. So here's the airport. Berip, Apmur, Longo, Dresd. So we're at 23,000 feet, and if you want, let's see, there is quite a lot of terrain here, so that's going to be interesting. So which direction will we be coming from? Dresd, what do we have before Dresd? We got Opsos, can we see that up here maybe, Opsos? We should be coming from that direction, from the top left basically, if I'm not mistaken. Unless it's taking us up. Have a closer look, we can zoom in on this one, which is really nice. Totally forgot about that, look how convenient. LESOL, TETIR, SELOT, XONPU. Then there's the airport. We get onto Dresd. Let's see, Opsos Dresd. So no, we're going. It's a little bit confusing. Oh, so we do not have to take, what is that? Opsos, what do we have before? Yeah, we'll just start the approach at some point, I guess. LESOL TETIR, let's just have a good look here. So LESOL and then TETIR, and then to SELOT to XONPU, so that's taking us north, LIBIR, NABRA, and then we're at NABRA. And that's basically where the airport is. So then it's taking us all the way back. So maybe we should not do that. Oh, it's the wrong button. So it's taking us then to Callsign, and then to Opsos, Dresd, and then this is the final approach. So we could at some point maybe go direct to Dresd, but obviously terrain is an issue. And I'm totally not familiar with the area actually. So we have Dresd, Opsos, Callsign, and the airport is there. So we'll actually be coming from the south to SELOT, XONPU, LIBIR, NABRA. So around here. So to navigate this terrain, as long as we're above around 8,000 feet, should probably be okay. We have a peak here, 8,600, so that would not be okay. At some point we do have to descend. Here it's 10,300, 8,200 from Rot. And once we would, if we would follow this it will be at 9,000 here, so that's also okay. So as long as you stay on 9,000, all this, basically with 9,000, go to NABRA, probably after SELOT we can go direct to Casey. Terrain is 7,800, so if we're at 9,000 that should be good. So probably going to be something like that. Because I have no idea what to expect. Looking outside, it's all white and there's a lot of clouds, just like we had after takeoff. So this is really some terrain that you do not want to mess around in, you know. You'll find it very challenging to find any flat bit to land an emergency landing, you know. So there's still no ice. Good news. So if you want to descend to 9,000 feet, we'll need to lose about 14,000 feet, and that is 12 plus 30 is 42, around 43 nautical miles before Casey. We could start descending. So for now we'll just stay on this heading. We do have a top of descent right there, that's interesting. And a little view out the back. We're now using the right tank. So can we shift ourselves? When using the left one. curious to see how the weather is going to be, because we really might need to rely on the instruments. And yeah, with these types of GPS systems, it's a lot more of a challenge. Like maybe a lot more than when we're doing it in with an Airbus or something. Those like the FMC there is like really made to. Well, you can actually change here. We could let's actually go to the flight plan, because we do have altitudes in here as well. So maybe it's actually a good idea to look at it. Totally forgot about that. So at least we should be at 17,700 feet. So I think that's actually what that top of descent there is referring to. So we could set the altitude. So how much was it? 17,500? 17,700? So just pre-dialing it, not doing anything yet. Should actually be at 29902. So turns out we're a little bit high. So the weather is definitely turning against us a little bit now. So the top of the descent is coming up. So let's start descending. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute. We power back a little bit. Definitely some beautiful terrain, man. See if you can go 2,000 feet per minute. Alright, descent, altimeter's local. Oh, not hold at waypoint. Cancel. Waypoint info. Weather data. 2935. 2935, okay. Field elevation plus 500, but it's about 2200 I would think. Airport elevation 1700, or 2200 should be set. Pulse lights on. Let's turn on the landing lights. I'm not sure. Pulse system, okay. Oops. Yeah, I think as required, let's just leave that on. Inertial step. Airflow distributor as required. Ignition on if heavy precipitation. That's not the case. Fuel quantity and balance checked. It's looking lovely. Auto fuel selector shift to fullest. And then before landing, cabin lights off. We're going to disregard that for today. Altimeters check. Decision height set. So do we have a decision height? 671 radio altitude. Where do we set it in this one? I don't think I see it. Oh, that's up here. Radio altitude, okay. And where can we read what it's doing? That. Okay. Whoops. Not crash, please. So 671. Get that blue flashing off. Distracting. 671. So 670. Actually, I meant to test the not the EFIS, but the decision height. Alright. Autopilot's still on there. We're on altitude hold. So let's have a look at the flight plan here. On our way from TETIR to SELOT, so we should go to 9,000 feet. We're descending 1,100 feet per minute. Fuel quantity mileage, inertial step on under 200 knots, propeller lever max RPM, landing gear down under 178 knots, flaps approach under 178 knots, landing lights required, autopilot disconnect press once, flaps full under 122 knots. Landing, power lever idle, reverse thrust is required, and braking is required. So this is basically bringing us straight towards the airport, but from the different direction. But looking at the weather there, you know, I think it's probably best to stick to the flight plan. Looking at this, I think we can go direct to TETIR, so we're immediately not going to stick to the flight plan. Alright, let's fly it. Let's see if we can load the approach, see what that's going to do. Load and activate. There we go. And into the unknown. And as soon as we're at 9,000 feet, let's have a look. I think we can go direct to Gidzenko. Yeah, we can definitely from here, absolutely. So we're going to do that. First see what it is doing now on its way to CYYD. We're almost at 9,000 feet. So going direct to Gidzenko now. I think I did the wrong thing, it's activate lag. Let's see, flight plan. rec 2. Activate. There you go. So holding at 9,000. So after Kaisi we can go descending to 7,600. That will take us to Dresd. And do we have these altitudes in here as well? Kaisi 9,000 or above. Up, so 7,600, Dresd 5,300. So there will not be a glide slope, but basically, let's see, 3 miles out, 7 miles out, Lomgo, 4,600. And the runway heading, final approach course 137. Set that on the heading bug in case we need that. So 30 miles now from Kaisi. 18 miles. And terrain still looking good. Holding at 9,000 feet. So we are definitely close to terrain. And the terrain function is on the map here, so that's definitely going to help out. No, it should not descend, just stay altitude hold. So 12 miles until we turn left to Dresd, no, to Opsos. So basically we've just passed this peak here, which is at 7847. So terrain-wise we're still safe. Inertial set goes on. under 200 knots. Landing gear down under 178 and flaps full under 122. So we're a little bit above flap landing gear down speed, but that's okay. We don't want our gear down now. So definitely some terrain here. But visibility is improving. That's very good. Speed's been dropping slightly. So 4 miles until a left turn, and we'll descend to 7,600. Let me double check the numbers. $7,600, let's go with that. And probably also here on the flight plan, also 7,600. So let's start descending. Let's go 1,200 feet per minute, so we get a little bit of our speed back, and that's perfectly okay at this point. Well, hello there, mountain. Look at that approach, man. Beautiful. Really nice. Yeah, man, we chose the correct planet to mess up. For fuck's sake. Okay. So we're on our way to Opsos, 7 nautical miles, and then we'll descend to 5,300 feet. So 5 miles to Opsos. So we're almost there. So then we'll get Trest, Lomgo, Apmur. That will should look like this. Trest, Lomgo, 4600, then 3.68 degree slope downwards to Apmur at 3 nautical miles to Berib and 3.3 nautical miles to the touchdown zone. And that is 1700. So visibility isn't great, but it's definitely not too bad. Since all we can do here is basically a visual landing. I mean, we have got a visual approach. It's RNAV, but doesn't have an ILS or anything. So on our way to Dresd, so let's descend to 5,300. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute. Very. So we're like 11 miles out. Do see some lights there. Should keep descending. We should descend a little quicker now. Bring back the throttle a little bit. Okay, maybe not that much. Then up next will be 3,000 feet. Let's drop the gear. We're 8 miles out now. Let's go to 3,000 feet. So descend a little faster, get some extra speed. On our way to Apmur, 3,000 or above, in 3.5 miles. I did see some lights earlier, but I cannot say I have a visual yet. That might be a runway. If that's so, then we're coming to it at an angle. But I wouldn't call that a visual yet. So 3,000 feet coming up. The speed is okay. The problem with this aircraft is the way it responds to your power input. So it's a bit tricky to keep it in the green zone, if you will. So 3,000 feet, pulling straight. 1.8 miles until Apmur. And then we go to Berib at 1,900 feet, which is basically 200 feet above the touchdown zone. Our decision height 670 feet. I'm definitely thinking that's probably the runway there. up more to Berip, and that's still a 3.6 80 degree downslope. So let's stand by for that. This is not working the way I wanted. So autopilot disengage. Flaps full. The aircraft tends to pull to the left. When you let go of the stick, it will immediately roll left. So that's also a thing to handle. Right, speed's getting a little bit low, so let's have a little bit more juices flowing. Before you know it, you're overdoing it because they're so slow to respond. Okay, didn't like that.
Sink, don't sink. Don't sink.
Let's set her down, a little bit of a rudder. Come on, man. Okay, put it down. So just roll out a little bit, get the flaps up. Alright, so welcome to Smithers Airport. Let's get ourselves off the runway. Okay, park and brake set. so the fuel pumps can go off. And then the avionics. And that's the cue for NABRA to pop up for some reason. So here we are. It was an interesting flight. Please don't drive through my airplane. You go through all these efforts to not crash, and then this ground vehicle just decides to drive through you. It was interesting at the beginning, trying to start the aircraft from memory. It didn't work, and then just following the checklist, and obviously that works. So that's why I decided to just keep following most of the checklists. And well, looks like we made it down alive. It was a very interesting approach. Curious to see this when it's maybe not as cloudy as this today. But yeah, I was looking for a little bit of clouds and rain. Actually, there was not really a lot of rain. It was mostly like poor visibility. But makes for an interesting challenge. So that's always fun. This is actually a very nice picture. There, that is captured. Alright, man. Well, thank you very much for checking. Oh look, we do have a little bit of ice now on the wings. Oh, would like to see something. We might need power for that. Battery is probably enough. Wait, not GPU, battery. I think it's the frame, the ice. And this should then expand and get the ice off. But I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly. Well, anyway. Wait, let's have this external view. So there's definitely some ice buildup now. But yeah, we made it down alive. Made it in one piece. Thank you very much for checking, and I will see you at the next video. Bye bye.